Hey, it's Pat.
And it's Billy.
And we're talking about Newlywed Husband Roles. So, you know, Billy and I have been married for a little over 6 months now. The newlywed stage is in full development, and we're really getting used to being a married couple and all of the, things that come along with it.
I think especially after moving and having a new place where we're kind of settling in, I find myself often feeling insecure sometimes with just daily life things that I never really had to think about before. For instance, when we moved, I left my job and we decided to move for quality of life reasons. So it was not really a career decision. So when we moved, I didn't move to go get a job right away. So for the past 3 months of living in a new city, I had to deal with not having a job, not bringing in income, and feeling like I wasn't pulling my weight.
You know, after a couple, probably a month or so of, I was working and Billy wasn't, and we finally had a conversation about it, and it wasn't anything bad, it wasn't an argument, it was just like, hey, let's kind of talk about how we're both feeling, and realizing that, I think what I said was that everything has value. Money has value, but time has value, and deeds have value. For me, as the person who was earning income at the moment, I felt like that's how I was contributing, and for Billy was doing so many things to set up our new home.
Well, that was a real thing, was the amount of work that goes into setting an apartment up. That could take a year if you're both working. And because I wasn't, I was able to do all that. And I knew it was helping, and I knew I was doing something, but I couldn't help but feel like I wasn't pulling my weight. It was important when you said to me, everything that we do, whether it's making money or fixing things up around the house and getting our life started, that was the realization that it's okay to not be making money because I'm doing something, I'm putting effort into something towards our relationship, towards our home, and it's hard to break that insecurity.
For us, we're getting to the point where we realize that although we're very similar, we're also very different in a lot of different ways. And we have different skills, and like Billy said earlier, we bring different things to the table. And it's kind of, I won't say it's advice for everybody, but it's a realization that we had that I'm sure would other people could benefit from. It's just to take a step back and realize you're not in competition with your partner, or things aren't always 50-50 in your efforts, but know that there's different ways that you do things to make your relationship better. Exactly.
One of the best things anyone can do, and it really helped us, is just to sit down and talk about the projects or what you're bringing to the relationship in your daily life, and show the appreciation towards each other so that you can get rid of the anxiety that may make you feel like one person is doing more, you're not doing enough. And neither of us really inflict that idea upon each other.
It's not a scorecard of well, I bring this 5 things and you bring 7 things, so you're better.
I inflict it to myself. I make myself feel like I'm not bringing enough.
I like to think of it as Billy's the hands. Billy has so much dexterity, he's creative, he can build things, he can cook, he can just make things. He's so patient too, versus I am shaky, I get frustrated, I want to just smash things that don't work. That, anything involving care and creation, that's Billy's department. Whereas I'm a little bit more of the mouth. I won't even say the brain, I'll say the mouth. I can talk, I can get us, I talk things through problems. I have no problem calling people, call the cable company, call whatever, and get something handled. That doesn't bother me as much. So we've learned to work with that and not be resentful of the other person. I mean, sometimes I'm sure Billy would be can you maybe cook us dinner one time? And I try to do that, although it might be chicken nuggets.
But the thing is, I know the things that you know how to make, which is very good. So I can be can you make chicken nuggets and fries? Can you make a pizza? Can you do all these things that are you know how to make it?
And I just try to be extra appreciative and say thank you. I don't know if you know this, but I try to say thank you after every time you cook us something, because I can't cook for shit.
We'll say it more.
I will. You know, and it's good to to like acknowledge the other person doing things, especially things that you wouldn't do or wouldn't be able to do yourself.
Yeah. It's hard being married, but it's really like, it's really fulfilling too. I don't know.
Yeah. Despite everything we may have just said in this video, it's really great.
We all fall into different roles in our relationships, and sometimes you need to just talk it out.
Yeah, and show your appreciation and say thank you and hug each other. Awkwardly. Your head's touching.
What are you doing?
I don't know. See you next time, guys. Bye. We appreciate sharing all of this with you guys because it helps us talk through some stuff too, and you know, it kind of holds us accountable because now we just told a couple thousand people that we have to be nice to each other, so.